Welcome you to Little Miami. It's the ICRC Kickoff Report from Little Miami. It's week number 5, and we have an Eastern Cincinnati Conference showdown between Lebanon and Little Miami. Welcome to the set alongside Logan Dyer and our newest member, Tori Cornett. We're thrilled to be here, guys. What an atmosphere tonight. What a student section.
Yeah, what a student section behind us, man. They are loud and proud for Little Miami.
They got a horn too. We still have 3 more of these shows to go, and they're kicking it off right.
Yeah, they're setting the bar off, man.
Hey, we got an interesting matchup tonight between two teams that are kind of going in 2 different directions. Let's talk about the Panthers for a second. They're 1-3. They beat Walnut Hills last week, 33-0. What does Nate Mahan and his coaching staff? What do they take away from that win last week, Tori?
Well, they take away a lot of confidence. You know, Coach, with it being his first year, he has to go into that game confidently. Here we are, homecoming, electrifying environment. And they have to control the line of scrimmage, limit their amount of turnovers, and really win the game in the trenches.
It's interesting, Logan, because these are two teams that actually could be 2-2 coming into tonight because Lebanon barely won in week 2. They had to go to overtime against Loveland, so this could be a 2-2 team because the Little Miami also played a very tough game here at home. They only lost to Turpin by 4 points in week 3.
Yeah, and last week, you know, they set the tone against Walnut Hills, 33-0. Lebanon coming off a loss against Anderson last week, 36-10.
It's going to be an interesting matchup tonight between these two teams. And let's talk about the quarterback play because these two teams have very good quarterbacks. Let's start with Lebanon's Luke Failer.
Well, Luke Failer, you know, his dad is the coach, so he's a typical coach's son. He's fundamentally sound. He manages and controls the game. And Luke is he's your prototypical fundamentally sound quarterback, and he has the ability to make great plays. So I'm really looking for Luke to control the tempo of the game, control the pace of the game, and be a leader on the field.
He also has multiple offers from D1 schools, Kent State, Indianapolis University, and Townsend University. So he has the potential to play at the next level. Talk about Andrew Trapp for the Panthers, 8 rushes for 38 yards last week. How does Little Miami kind of get their running game going, Logan?
Yeah, they're going to have to keep the ball on the ground and, not, stay out of the air against Lebanon. We're going to talk about the defense for Little Miami here shortly, but keep the ball on the ground and keep it moving.
Hey, it's homecoming night tonight, right? So there's all kinds of energy. There's all kinds of excitement. We got the Little Miami cheerleaders behind us, and it's going to be an exciting night. Not only is it homecoming, I think that's going to entitle the Little Miami Panthers tonight to come out and really play good football.
Yeah, they're going to come out, and especially for homecoming, they're going to come out and try to put everything they got on the field, as they should every week. But with tonight being homecoming, and especially for senior night later on in the season.
We're going to take a look at the Eastern Cincinnati Conference standings. You see where these two teams meet right now. Everyone's chasing the Anderson Raptors, who are 4-0. Kings also 4-0. Little Miami 3-1. We mentioned, like I said, these two teams could easily be 2-2. On the other side, Little Miami comes in tonight in 5th place. That's a big win last week, Tori, for the Panthers on the road because that gets them right back in the conference play at 1-2.
Yeah, Little Miami right back in the swing of things, looking to make weight in the conference, looking to edge their way. I mean, they got some dynamic receivers, good skill position players, and it's an electrifying environment. They got the cheerleaders behind us, ready to go for homecoming weekend.
We're gonna take a look. We're gonna take a look at Jackson Barnett for Little Miami, defensive player for Little Miami, and what does he have to do tonight? I'll ask both of you guys this. What does he have to get going defensively to get to Luke Failer? Because Luke Failer's one heck of a quarterback.
Yeah, Luke is one heck of a quarterback. I know last year me and you have gotten the privilege to call plenty of games for Lebanon. They got to, get to him quick, keep him out of the air.
It's going to be a fun matchup tonight between Little Miami and Lebanon. The student section, they're rocking. The cheerleaders, everyone's having a good time tonight. And so are we. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back on the ICRC Kickoff Report, we're going to talk about some of the ICRC community schools, how they're doing, and much more. We're live from Little Miami. It's the ICRC Kickoff Report. We're back after this. Stay tuned.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Freeze-On Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Himself, inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount!
From the top of the key, Anna Harbor ties the score.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
CWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
It's Lebanon and Little Miami in this Week 5 showdown. It's the ICRC kickoff report between the Panthers and the Warriors. Lebanon comes in tonight 3-1. Little Miami 1-3 alongside Logan Dyer, Tori Cornett. This horn, I'm going to be deaf by the end of the night. This horn's awesome, Go. All right, we're going to jump into our second segment. It's the ICRC community updates, and we're going to start talking about North College Hill. First 4-0 start, guys, since 2010. They are playing great. I saw them week 1 at St. Bernard. They won that week, and look, they're averaging 30 points a game. First 4-0 start since 2010, and O'Neal Carr Jr. He's the quarterback, rushing 1 touchdown, 663 yards. What is North College Hill? I mean, just what are your impressions of them? I mean,
well, if they're averaging 30 points a game, they're doing something right on the field. I mean, they're putting putting pressure on the defenses, and they just got to keep it going.
And Logan, and I'm going to turn things to Tori for a second because Cornelius Spiller, he's the running back. He has 508 yards. Keep in mind, also, this two guys, that this is a very small school, North College Hill Division 6, I believe. So you got players playing both sides of the ball. So how does that kind of affect them?
Well, what it does is it makes them tough. I mean, you got a small school. You got to be built for it tough, as they used to say. North College Hill, known for their athletes. Home of O.J. Mayo, Bill Walker, some former NBA players. So they can breed athletes. They're going to need help in between. But you think you got Cornelius Spiller, 508 yards on the season. He's looking for a 1,000-yard rush, looking for an Offensive Player of the Year, D6.
It's going to be interesting. All right, we're going to jump to Indian Hill. They are also 4-0 on the season, and they are playing Marymount tonight in the CHL. Devin Daniels, last year, Logan, we saw him. This dude is a monster.
that kid's a monster, man. He can motor down the field like anybody else.
And this is crazy because last year Devin Daniels had 2,260 total yards, 34 touchdowns for this kid, and this was according to Mike Dyer, CPO. He planned to visit West Virginia University. This was last Saturday, so definitely some colleges are looking at him. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Topher Wachtel tied for third in sacks in the Cincinnati Hills League. So we'll see what happens tonight. All right, now we got the Princeton Vikings, who are 3-1 on the year, and they took down West last week in a crazy game. Took almost 3 hours to play. It was 27-10 was the final score. Your impressions, both of you guys, on Princeton?
3-hour game, 3-hour football, high school football game is wild. 3-1. They've been on fire the past couple of years. Princeton has, and they look to continue tonight against East.
Well, I'll tell you this. Princeton's got their hands full tonight against Lakota East. Lakota East has a dynamic running attack, and Princeton looking forward to utilize those athletes, get open in space, and take care of the ball down the stretch.
It's interesting because this game is at Laughlin High School because Princeton's, of course, their stadium is getting renovated, so it's at Laughlin tonight, but it should be an interesting game. All right, another team that's having a good season is the St. Bernard Elmwood Place Titans, members of the Miami Valley Conference, 3-1. I got to see them week 1. They're on a 3-game winning streak, kind of similar to North College Hill. They're a small school. Players are playing both sides of the ball because Nate Schultz is having a good season, number 11. He has 3 interceptions in his last 3 games. We'll see how far St. Bernard Elmwood Place can go. They definitely turned the season around and turned the program around. I had the opportunity, like I said, to call their week 1 matchup, and the guy that I worked with, he was friends with the head coach, and he's just talking just nothing positive, all positive stuff to say about what this program is kind of turning around. All right, up next we are going to talk about Harrison, the Wildcats, out of the SWAC. They are 3-1 on the season. They're having a great season, 2nd place in the conference, and they play Ross tonight, an old SWAC battle, an old SWAC rival.
Old SWAC rival there.
This will be fun tonight. And I want to throw Tori in here because David Bollock for the Wildcats, he's got 19 solo tackles and 2 interceptions. I mean, how hard do these kids practice at practice, man?
Well, I'll tell you this, David Bollock, he's putting in the work not only on the field in between the lines, but he's putting in the work in the film room. To gather 19 solo tackles, 3 interceptions, the guy's doing his homework, and he really needs to continue that so he can continue his dynamic season.
It's going to be interesting. Like I said, they play Ross tonight. All right, Mason is Marymount, sorry. Warriors are 2-2 on the season. Warriors are kind of having an interesting season, guys, because they started 2-0. They've lost their last 2, and they're only averaging 14 points per game. So, Logan, how do the Warriors get their offense going? And I'll say this because last year quarterback play was definitely an issue because their star quarterback last year, he got hurt. So how do they kind of get the ball rolling?
They just got to get back their confidence. They got to continue grinding every day, trying to get back out there and get that ball back rolling in the right direction.
Like I said, they are on the road tonight at Indian Hill. That's not going to be no easy task, as we just mentioned. Braves is 4-0 on the season. All right, we have switched things to the GMC Conference, and Mason. Comets are 2-2. They got a big game tonight. They're on the road at Hamilton, and their quarterback, D'Angelo Birch, 399 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 6 rushing touchdowns. But what I think the Comets are happy about Brian Kastner and their coaching staff is they're starting to play better. They did win their first 2 games, but I think they're starting to play better offensively. All right, and then we have Milford Eagles out of the Cincinnati Hills Conference. They are 1-3 on the season, and they're struggling, guys, but they're looking for offense. But I go back. I'm going to call him the coach, but I go back to Tori. What does, as a coaching staff, how do you just kind of get your kids back on track and feeling the vibe?
Yeah, Milford, a great community, great program. Milford just has to really do the intangibles. They have to run the ball, they have to control the game in the trenches, and they have to limit their amount of turnovers. As a coach, you want to focus on the small things. You want to focus on, are we getting better week by week? And Milford has to really look at film and really celebrate the small victories.
It's going to be interesting in that matchup. And lastly, Mount Healthy out of the SWAC. Another team that's in rebuild mode. Logan, talk about that because they lost their coach to Coleraine last year. Jordan Stevens going from Mount Healthy to Coleraine.
Yeah, and they're 0-4 right now. They're struggling to score 17.6 points per game. And, yeah, the head coach leaving to go to Coleraine. It's tough when you lose a coach, especially a storied coach.
And I want to see the student section get loud again. Let's go. Let's go. Get loud. Hey. We're having a blast. It's the ICRC Kickoff Report live from Little Miami. When we come back, we're going to see how good the 3 of us are at picking games. It's coming up next. Stay with us.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Yes. I do my best reaching out to my brothers and sisters in arms.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
Most of us, we're not gonna admit that we need to help.
You don't have someone to kind of help you guide those thoughts. It can be really bad.
It's just a beautiful space when someone can trust you and say, listen, I need help.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
All right, our first item of business is a presentation, which is a swearing in of a new officer.
A Freeze-On Mayor with Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas. Himself inside the 10. Touchdown, Marymount.
From the top of the key, Ann Arbor ties the score.
It's important to get a flu shot each and every year because flu viruses are constantly changing and immunity from the vaccine decreases over time. Flu vaccines are updated annually to work against that year's viruses. The best time to get your shot is in the fall, but getting it later can still help. Getting a flu shot lowers your risk of getting sick, and if you do happen to get flu, it's likely to be less severe.
Back at Little Miami High School, we're about 30 minutes from kickoff between Little Miami and Lebanon in this Eastern Cincinnati Conference showdown. And we welcome you back fieldside alongside Logan Dyer and Tori Cornett. Kyle Evans on hand. All right, we're going to see how good you guys are at picking games. Me and Logan picked some games last year. We actually never did a tally, so we don't know how any of us did. All right, we're jumping right in. First game, 2 4-0 teams. Anderson at Kings. Logan, we're going to start with you, bud.
Well, I'm going to say this. Anderson blew out Kings last year. Give me Anderson.
Tori?
All right, I'm going with the home of the former UC Bearcat, Kurt Shoemaker. The Anderson. I got Anderson.
Look, it's tough because these are 2 4-0 teams, but sometimes the record doesn't always tell the tale, right? So give me the Anderson Raptors as well. All right, down the road in Laughlin, it is Lakota East taking on Princeton. Lakota East Princeton beat West last week. Does East beat Princeton tonight, Logan?
No. Princeton's coming off of a win. They're undefeated right now. And but East is coming off of a win against Harrison, but I don't think East is going to prevail. I think Princeton's going to win.
I'll say this: Lakota East is hungry, and I mean hungry. They're a dynamic ball club. A lot of good people in the community. Love the community. Great coach. But I got to go with the Vikings. Got to go with Princeton Vikings on this one.
All right. So far, we're all chalk for chalk on picks. All right. So give me the Vikings, and I think not. Look, Princeton's good. Princeton's tough, and I think Lakota East is going to come to play tonight, and maybe they hang around for a half or so. But last few years, this conference has been Princeton or Lakota West, and Princeton's the champion this year. All right, next is St. X at Moeller. Steve Speck just won his 190th game at the as a head coach, and this is a rivalry that is like no other. It's been since 2021 since Moeller last won. So who wins the dog fight tonight?
So Moeller's 3-1 this year so far. St. X is undefeated. So, I mean, you guys take into effect their records. Like you said, they don't tell the tale. But I think and both teams met in the postseason last 4 years in a row. St. X last win, like you said, was 2021 against Moeller. I'm taking Moeller.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is a tough one to pick. But this game will be won by the special teams. This game will be won by a field goal. I'm taking St. X.
All right, so now I get to break the tiebreaker, which isn't always fun. But look, Moeller's a heck of a team, right? State champion, multiple state championships. They know how to play the game. But St. X, these last few seasons, they've come very close to beating Moeller. But this year, I think St. X gets it done. Give me the Bombers. All right, coming up next, we have West Claremont at Milford in the ECC battle.
Milford's going to control this game. I'm taking Milford.
I say West Claremont's coming off a tough loss. I know the people out east are ready to rock and roll, get their team ready to go. I'm going with West Claremont in the upset.
Look, these are two teams that are in rebuild mode. They're both trying to get their programs back on track. The game's at Milford. Give me the Eagles tonight. All right, back to another non-conference showdown. Withrow taking on LaSalle. Withrow got blown out last year, I believe. Yeah, or LaSalle blew Withrow out.
Either way, Withrow has blown out everybody they've played so far this season. LaSalle's 3-1. They just come off of a loss against Elder, 16-8. Withrow stays perfect.
I'm going with the athleticism of the Tigers. Give me the row, Withrow.
Look, LaSalle's a good team, but as I mentioned earlier, the numbers always don't necessarily tell the tale. Give me the Tigers. Give me Withrow. All right, another non-conference showdown. Aiken traveling to CHCA for a non-conference showdown. Logan, who you got?
Taking CHCA.
I say CHCA is at home, electrifying environment. It's going to be tough for Aiken to win on the road. Give me CHCA.
All right, Aiken having a good season. I believe both these teams are 3-1 entering tonight. CHCA is a good team at home. They're scoring a lot of points. Give me CHCA. All right, McNicholas traveling on the road to take on Purcell Marion. It's a battle of the Rockets and the Cavaliers.
Both teams are coming in 2-2. Purcell Marion's coming off of a close win against Hughes at Hughes, and McNick last week against Roger Bacon, 26-0. We picked two games that are close to my house. I'm taking the team that's even closer, McNick.
I'll say this last week was a sensational week for social media. I Show Speed, the Purcell Marion attendee came and graced his presence to Cincinnati. I'm going with Purcell Marion Cavaliers.
At this point, I might as well just flip a coin. I mean, all right, look, both these teams, 2-2, right? Both 2-2 on the season, I believe. They're trying to get the momentum going. Give me the Rockets on the road. All right, now to the game that we have all been waiting for. It's Little Miami and it's Lebanon. Panthers are coming off
Love it.
Panthers are coming off a 33-0 win over Walnut Hills. Before we make our picks, I don't want to circle back around, but how does Little Miami, if they want to beat Lebanon, I'll ask you both first, how do they beat them?
They got to score quick and they got to keep it on the gas pedal.
Little Miami, they got to out-tough them. They got to win the battle, the physicality battle at homecoming with the home field advantage.
All right, so now we get to the picks. Logan, you're up first.
Little Miami needs a win. Lebanon's looking good. I hate to say this, but Lebanon's going to steamroll Little Miami.
I don't know. I wouldn't be so sure there, Logan. Little Miami has the crowd in the background. The student section is on fire. This game will be won by a field goal. The crowd is booing. I'm going with Lebanon.
Not till they see your pick. Hey, look. Little Miami played a great game last week, right?
Yes, they did.
They did.
Crowd's here.
Yeah.
I think you hyped everybody up for nothing. I'm going to take Little Miami tonight. Give me Little Miami. The energy's here. It's going to be a fun matchup. Hey, we're less than 24 minutes away from kickoff. Thanks for joining us on the ICRC Kickoff Report. We're back at halftime. Enjoy the game, everybody.